So my clicker's still not working, so I'm doing it old school again. Hopefully, this is my second time recording. I did a whole video, no sound came on. I'm not going to do a voiceover because it would just be really odd. But anyway, I wasn't expecting to do this video. I went to Hebden Bridge, my best friend today. I had a wonderful time. I love it there. Really relaxing. Very, very bohemian. Loads of quirky shops. And a great antique shop, bookshop. So we'll come to that in a second. And yeah, and another thing I like it's very, very LGBTQ friendly. I think it's got the largest lesbian population in England. So I felt well at home. But yeah, really, really good. Um, but like I said, we're just going to go there to eat, to have a mooch. I wasn't planning to have anything comic themed. But oh wow, if I don't go looking for comics, they come looking for me. So there's a really, really cool, fantastic antique shops. Got weird stuff. Really good mix of stuff. There's loads of like cool, old Star Wars, um, James Bond stuff, Thunderbirds, things like that. But then you go upstairs and there's like this room with all these vinyl. My daughter would have loved it because she's a big vinyl junkie. But there's this other side, and underneath there's like all these cool like paperbacks from the 70s, like Doc Savage and things like that, pulp ones. But my friend points out I didn't notice because I'm dead. I didn't have glasses on for one. Um, there's these two big like boxes, and inside were all these old American comics from the 70s and 80s. There's a load of Conan ones, what I was tempted with, but I thought, if I start, I will, no, no, I already get enough Conan as it is. They had a Son of Satan #2, but it was £8. So no, I'm not going to go for that. They had a very early Tomb of Dracula as well, but again, I thought, no, it's a slippery slope. I don't want to end up like Kiki Old Hog. No, I'll start developing an Essex accent and stuff like that. We don't want that. I'll start singing at the end of the program, and you don't want that either. Not with my singing voice. It is better than Geeky or Hogs, though. But one thing I do love, and I will pick up if I ever see, which I hardly ever see, and that is the old Marvel black and white magazines from the 70s. And they had some. And these were ones I had when they first came out. So oh, my friend was laughing because I went, ah! And again, it's not a nice sound when you hear me shrieking in a shop. I think there was somebody else in the room with us as well, and they just burst out laughing. But yeah, so what it was, these three comics. So Rampage Monthly #3. These were £3 each. These are in really, really good condition because normally these magazines can get really battered, but these are very nearly minty condition. I remember this one, not this one, but the one I'm showing. I remember this one very well, that cover. This one I vaguely remember, but I definitely remember this one. Got these three. Two of them follow on from each other as well. But that's not all. I didn't realise there's a comic shop in Hebden Bridge, and honestly, plan a weekend in Hebden Bridge. It's got some really nice places to walk, got fantastic cafes, restaurants, quirky shops, and it's got a really cool comic shop. Not the greatest on new stuff, but for getting weird and wonderful treasures, what you don't even realise exist, they've got them there. They've got £1 bins as well, which I did start looking through, but I thought, it's not fair, my friend. I'll be there all day for that because he had about 20 of them. But then the walls were just all these graphic novels. I thought that's nothing. Fine, that graphic novels, nothing to do, nothing unusual there. But then I looked closely at them. And they had graphic novels that haven't been in print for like 10 years, some 20 years, in pristine condition. Honestly, if this had been the week before I went to MegaCon, I don't think I'd have had any money left for MegaCon. So I'm kind of glad I did it on my last day of my holidays, because back in work on Monday. And what a way to end, because I found a Grail book, and it's one I didn't realise existed in collector's edition, but it's one I was going to hunt for in loose comic edition. It was a first comic from back in the 80s by Mark Weasley and Mark Hempel. Back then, when it first came out, I didn't really appreciate it. And then I appreciated their artwork when they did Breathtaker, Tug and Buster, Gregory, and issues of Sandman. But it was Mars and IDW in 2005 did this big collection. This is in immaculate as new condition, wonderful condition. And it's normally $39.99. I got it for £25. The woman serving, she was lovely. It looked like a mum and pop kind of run store. Just really, really friendly. The art I adore. It was way too advanced for my palate back when it first came out, but now I love anything like that. So yes, I've got a book I've wanted in for ages, but like I said, I thought I'd have to go the single issue route, but I've been able to get it that way. But that's not all. They had a sale bin of slightly battered graphic novels and magazines and stuff. So my friend got me Esper's Volume 1, which is a wonderful, like, what if the X-Men were like a secret agent spy team in like real world America. And it's written by James Hudnall, I think, who's sadly passed away now. I could be wrong, but I'm sure he has, with art by David Lloyd and the final issue by John Burns. So this has been one on my bucket list for a long time. I had it when it came out in comic format years and years ago. So very happy with that. And then, because obviously I love comics history, they had a bumper collection of Alter Ego, the best of the Legendary Comics fanzine. This is Roy Thomas's retro fanzine of like Silver Age, Bronze Age comics. And there's features in here looking at the work of Gil Kane and other people. And this collects the early stuff of them. So I'll be diving into that in my leisure. This was just £8. So wonderful. And then when I came back, there's a delivery on the shelf for me at the door. And I got the second volume of Dick Tracy. This is 1940. So obviously there's ones before, what Vibe starting in the 40s. So I've got that. Again, it comes out wonderful slipcase. I do recommend looking at my video or look at the first volume what I picked up. So pleased with that. That's a new addiction for me. So just a wonderful way to finish my holidays. Yeah, do check out Hebden Bridge. It's a wonderful place to visit just for, like I said, a lazy weekend. Got wonderful places to walk, and they've got a comic shop. What more do you need? They've got great food. Oh my God. There might be some photographs at the end of this video just showing some of them. Okay, so that's it. Bye. Bye.